Hi everyone, my name is Ierie and this is Reminisce with This, where I'll take a couple minutes out of my day to sit and reminisce with you on all of the different hobbies, interests, and collections that I've obtained over the years. I have stated it quite a few times that for me, it's not just about the physical form of the collections that hold something dear for me, but rather the memories that I've collected and obtained over the years and shared with so many wonderful moments in my life. And that's why my hobby has stayed alive all of these years. As a 32-year-old, I gotta say it's because a lot of the memories that I've made along this journey. And I'm happy to share these moments. So of course, it is Trading Card Tuesday. And I have a couple little special things today. For the first one, after we open some Pokemon card packs, it's actually going to be one of my very first of its kind trading card deck, or I should say tournament decks. Now, as a kid, I went to quite a few tournaments for this particular group of cards. Now, is it Pokemon cards or is it Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I'm pretty sure you can guess which one it would be. And lastly, once we get into it, I'm going to show you the polls that I had from the week prior when I sat down and I spent some time with some friends and opened some packs. There were some packs opened up on my TikTok as well, so if you would like to see those rippings, go ahead and check out my TikTok for those. And of course, with those rippings, I got a pretty stellar poll. One that I wish I had recorded for because it's quite unbelievable, honestly. From the statistics alone, I'm quite shocked that this has happened. And you'll see why. So go ahead and stay tuned till the end of the video and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But if you really wanna see what I've got for that special poll, I definitely recommend hanging tight. And so with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into these pitch black packs. Now, I only have 3 currently because I did open the remaining of my prismatic evolutions on my TikTok. And I did open up quite a few other packs while there. So currently I've got 3 packs of pitch black remaining. I do have some cards on the way though, so don't worry. Trading Card Tuesday will be continuing for the foreseeable future until I can't find Pokemon cards anymore. But as of right now, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. So this past week was crazy with the amount of polls that I had, honestly. I was quite shocked that the polls that I got was just bangers. Now, it may not be for everybody else, but for me, I was jazzed and stoked, and I was like, holy cow. And it's something that I could not believe that I got some pretty awesome polls. So we'll go ahead and see if we can keep that up with tonight, or I should say today. It's my tonight, probably everybody else's regular morning. Ooh. Oh, hell yeah. This is awesome. Oh, right behind it was, of course, an Armarouge. But I do not have this Toucanon. So I'm gonna go ahead and sleeve it. I am getting some top loaders here. I do have some other sleeves on the way as well, as I don't necessarily know if I'll be keeping them in the perfect order sleeves. I have some from the past, the evolution sleeves, and then the, of course, prismatic sleeves. I do have a bunch of those clear ones so that way I can put them in top loaders and still appreciate the card in its entirety, but we'll see. All right, of course, that energy. Ooh, Skarmory. fossil. Ooh. I love just looking at the cards, even if I've gotten them multiple times, honestly. All right. I think that calls that a day for that. Now, I pretty much already have all of these cards. If I'm not mistaken, I might not have the reverse holo here, but I am, like you guys know probably already, that all of the doubles and stuff like that I get, I've been giving them to my friend Megan to start her off with her collection. Though, once she has doubles of all the cards that I have, as I rip packs and things like that, I will be actually probably putting a binder together for maybe the end of the year, or you know, depending on like how many subscribers I get to a point, that I'll probably do like a dupe binder giveaway, and just overall some like maybe like self-made packs to send out as well. I'm not sure yet. I'm still kind of just playing it all by ear, as this is still quite new to me, but I'm having a great time nonetheless. All right, we got that energy here, another fossil, same Skarmory. Basically, a lot of the cards that we just had, we're getting them all in this pack except for a few. All right, and another Slowbro EX. Now, I already have this Slowbro EX, but I'm still gonna sleeve it and set it aside for my friend Megan, in the case that she doesn't have it already, because her and her boyfriend have been opening up quite a few packs themselves. So, with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. This is a special little thing for me, because I used to have this as a kid, that I would go out and go with my grandma. Like I said before, my grandma used to take me to a lot of tournaments of all sorts, growing up as a kid, just to kind of help me interact with people. And so, of course, this was one of the tournaments that I tried my best. You'll kind of get a pattern of the cards that are in this deck here. And honestly, I have not actually seen this deck in quite some time, as it's probably been about 2 or 3 years, as I originally thought I lost it, but as I was sifting through a lot of my older collectibles and like my memory box, I have this big tub that I call my memory box, and it's just all of the memories of things that I have made over the years. And at the very bottom, there was this deck, and it made me really happy, because I thought I had lost it at some transitional point in my life. So with that, this is going to be my Yu-Gi-Oh card deck. All right, so this is one that I was at tournaments probably from ages like, I want to say 10 to about maybe 12. I would say that, like a couple years, because then I didn't go to as many tournaments. But as you see, I have that Injection Fairy. You'll probably get a premise here. I got that Dark Magician. I have another Dark Magician. I have Harpy's brother. I have, of course, quite a few of the magic and spell cards and the trap cards. But then we got Harpy Lady, and then we got, I forget this dragon. Because like I said, I have not used this deck in forever. And then Goblin Attack Force. You'll probably get the premise of this as the deck moves on, and the cards that you see are primarily related to a certain grouping of monsters. But still, nonetheless, we have the Thousand Dragon, the Baby Dragon, then we got Harpy Lady 3, got a couple of trap cards here. We got Toontown, or yeah, Toon World, sorry, Toontown. I'm thinking of Disney there for a second. Then I've got the Unhappy Maiden. This was like one of my favorite cards. I don't know why as a kid, but it honestly was one of those that like, I don't know. I thought that once this card was sent to the graveyard and it automatically ending that person's turn kind of helped me in the game. But then of course we have the Gemini Elves, we have Harpy Lady Sisters, the Toon Mermaid, then the Time Wizard, then Harpy Lady, that's Harpy Lady 1, Harpy Lady 2, couple more of these, and then Flame Champion, Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Mystical Elf, and this is the Raging Flame Sprite, which this was a great card. I really enjoyed this one, which, if I'm not mistaken, once you flip it, it destroys one monster on your opponent's side of the field. Now, this card used to annoy me too when it was used against me. And then, of course, we have the few of the Magnet Warriors. There we go. I'm just gonna call both of them that. Then we got the Red Eyes Black Dragon, another Magnet Warrior, a couple more, Monster Reborn being classic. We got another Magnet Warrior. I'm just calling them all that because it's just easier for me. And then of course, this was always like an iconic card from what I used to watch in the show. And then of course, here, and then we've got a lot of these just are like, of course, very on point for what the deck was, which was kind of that like female dominated deck. I really did love this deck. The Toon Gemini, and then of course these. And then my last card for that was actually, let me go ahead and pull this out here because this was in my display, as this has been with my Dark Magician Figma figure for quite some time. It was actually in her display box for quite a bit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set that back up there. But that was my dueling deck that I had since I was a kid. And honestly, I had made some really great memories. I remember my little sisters going with us and we just having a great time. There would be times that after the tournament, depending on how long the tournaments were for the, the smaller kids, how long those lasted, and then after that, it would be that my grandma and my sisters and I, we would go and get lunch and then go sit at the beach from our little favorite taco place in where we grew up, and it was always a fun time. It was a very eventful day. We normally were quite tuckered out at the end of it, but it was something that I am very fondly of. I never made it probably into the like top 20 of the tournaments. I just had a lot of fun. I was a little bit of a sore loser as a kid, but now that I can look back on it, I can definitely say that I had a lot of fun just dueling and, challenging other kids in the tournaments that I was at. Now, these are going to be some of the hits. Now, they may not be hits for you, but again, they're hits for me. Just cards that I am happy to add to my collection, and some of them that I think are just really awesome. So with that, I've got that Hollow Knocked Owl. Then I've got this Fluttermane. I've got this Leaf Leon, which I'm pretty sure I got this from the Prismatic pack. This was the promo that I got from the Perfect Order ETB. I really love it. It reminds me of Chomper, honestly, from Land Before Time. And then, of course, I got a couple trainers here. And then I've got the Friends of Paldea. And then as we get into the EXs, this is, if I'm not mistaken, Chandelier, Mega Chandelier EX. Then I got Darkrai EX. And then I've got Zengrade, right? Yeah, Zengrade EX, well, Mega Zengrade EX. And then Mega Skarmory, which I did end up getting quite a few of, I should say another double of this, so I'll be giving that to Meg. And then, of course, I got Vaporeon V. I got Meowth EX. I've got the full art here. Now, this is Bastiodon. I'm trying to read them reverse, and as I have stated, I am dyslexic, so trying to do that is super hard. And then I got the Esper full art. I got the Chandelier full art. And then, of course, I got the Meowth full art, which that was awesome. But last but not least, believe it or not, this is a card that I pulled while I was with my friends. Now, you may not think that what I got is possible, because I've already gotten one of these cards, but not in, of course, the same Pokemon, but I've already gotten one since I've started this journey. So you can guess by how surprised I was when I got the gold full art Mega Zengrade EX when I was with my friends, just sitting here ripping packs. And this is why I was bummed that I didn't record it, because I was just shocked. I was like, there's no way. There's no way that I've gotten 2 gold cards since I started this journey. And, well, I should say started back up my journey of collecting Pokemon cards. And it's crazy to see where Pokemon cards started to where I'm at now with my collection, and how far and vast they've come with these types of gold full arts and the full arts in general, and just the awesome cards that they have released over the duration of the time that I had not been collecting. Though I've been really enjoying this journey, and by getting into my Pokemon card binders and enjoying the cards themselves, and really just being so happy to be back in this hobby. Now, it's an expensive hobby, unfortunately, because of scalping and things like that. But nonetheless, I've been so happy to dive back into this and go through my cards and start someone else up with their own journey of this endeavor. And that, for me, has been so far the highlight of this Trading Card Tuesday, is by starting someone else out with their own binder that was, given to Meg from her boyfriend, while I supplied a lot of the cards, where he'll be supplying cards, I'll be supplying cards, just from all the doubles that we have, rather than letting them just hang in a box or something for all the doubles. By starting Megan out with a binder and seeing how happy and excited she is to be collecting for her own personal interest, rather than just seeing her friends and partner win with their own packs, now we get to also celebrate that with her and her celebratory packs that she opens. Now, she hasn't had the best luck, though, ripping packs. She's had quite a lot of the same Pokemon open time and time again, and I think if she sees any more of the full art Probo Pass, she might just vomit. I'm pretty sure it's the Probo Pass, full art, or EX, one of them. But if she sees any more of them, I'm pretty sure she's going to vomit. Simply because they've gotten, I want to say, 4 or 5 of them at this time. So I'm hoping that me giving her a couple of these other EXs that she does not have yet, that it'll kind of help ease some of that loss and bring her a little bit more joy that she doesn't have to see 30,000 Probo passes. Though, with that, I gotta say, this has been awesome to share this with so many wonderful people in my intermittent community, but also those that watch my videos. I really appreciate you taking the time with me every single week to sit and reminisce with me and open packs and just get into Trading Card Tuesdays. And it's been so much fun. It really has. So with that, I say thank you. And of course, as the video comes to an end today, I just hope you know that if you have not been told today that you are loved, cherished, and or cared about, just know that I love you, I cherish you, and I care about you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Share some kindness, and remember that even on the hardest days, if you can find one thing positive to think about, then it wasn't too awful of a day. At least I would hope so for you. So until tomorrow, I'll catch you next time. Peace.